You know, when your habits start to shift, your sleep shifts, your energy feels different, even your workouts feel less consistent. You can tell when your body and your mind, they're asking you, hey, pay attention, but you kind of ignore it and you just go on day to day. That signal, it really matters. It means that there's room to grow and get back into a rhythm. And I don't know if you've noticed it or not, but we've shifted into a new season and we adjust the clocks. And just with a new season, I love this is the part I love about new seasons. I don't know what your favorite one is, but you get this clean moment to really reconnect with your goals if you choose to be aware and take action on them, because it gives you this natural checkpoint. You get to decide how you want to show up from here. You get to decide how you want to feel, and that's where the momentum starts. A big shift that people will often have, and it's not necessarily right on the day that a season changes, but the beginning of the year is a big one. With the New Year's resolution stuff. But I will find that almost every season there's this time where it's like, man, what is it that I want to accomplish the next 30, 60, 90 days, starting at this point? And you really get this decision to re-engage. And we're going to talk about that on today's podcast. And hey, if you want to get into momentum and really get moving again with a clear plan, this is where I encourage you to head over to talktoperry.com. If you're watching on the YouTube video, I got it right there on the lower third. You can see it right there. Because we're going to map out your next steps. We do that in 15 minutes so that your path forward feels grounded and totally doable. That's over at talktoperry.com. Here's the thing. The real strength is really recognizing where you're at and choosing to move forward from there. Now, it does take some responsibility in getting radically honest with yourself. And it doesn't have to be perfect to recommit. You just need to be willing to take the ownership, and really steer the direction of where you're going to go. So growth begins when you acknowledge what needs attention and you respond with action, and really actions that support your well-being. Every season, it has its rhythm, right? Your routines, they may need to shift with it. So instead of trying to return what worked in the past, the good old days, we love to do that, don't we? Really look at what's supporting you right now. Your life may have changed. Your daily demands may have shifted. Your goals may have evolved. Your habits, they should evolve as well. And sometimes we get stuck into these old habitual patterns that really don't serve us moving forward. So here's what I've done in the past when I get into these moments. This actually happened to me this past May. So we're getting into spring, summer's coming along. I wasn't feeling like the sense of panic or urgency, but I knew there needed to be a shift. I had let some sneaky, unhealthy habits creep back in, and it was showing. I could tell it in my energy. I could tell it in my demeanor. And I tried to write it off and really course correct, but I was using old thinking for course correcting. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to bring something fresh and new into this to get back on track. And I did. And now going into this fall and winter season, as of this recording, you can see right here on my shirt, if you're watching on here, it says shift happens. That's what happens with the changing of the seasons. So here was the deal, is to start with the basics. Now, this could be your sleep. This could be just getting in enough water, hydration. A lot of times people overlook that one. Your food, your daily movement. Now, the daily movement for me was, hey, I'm going to get in some steps. I never really tracked steps or anything like that in the past, but I started walking, and I bonused 2 miles. It wasn't crazy wild amount of things, but I started walking 2 miles every afternoon, even through the hot summers. And I noticed my energy shift. I noticed that I wanted to kind of pick up the pace. These things that you start doing, they're anchors that support your energy. They stabilize. Your motivation really seems to feel more natural when your workouts feel more doable. Am I right? So look at your fitness here. It doesn't need to be complex. It doesn't have to be like the good old days where you're like, oh, I've got to beat personal records all the time. It could be just returning to strength. It could be returning to mobility. It could be just, hey, I want to be consistent. That's what I worked on, was my consistency in adding in daily walks. And when on those days when it was rainy or really overly hot, or now it's going to be really cold, I got a little foldable, convenient treadmill that I can easily set up, get it done, and put it away. And you could even do shorter workouts. It could be walking like I'm doing. It could be lifting again with just a simple routine. The goal here is really just to reconnect with your body, not chase perfection, not chase the good old days, although some of the results may seem like the good old days. Your mindset, it really influences everything. Your mind, it needs direction. So if you don't set the intention, your habits are going to drift. Think of it as if you've ever gone snorkeling before and you get into the water and you're looking down at all the amazing things underneath the water, but you don't realize the current is helping you drift away. And if you don't peek up from time to time, you could be way offshore. That's what happens for a lot of people when it comes to their health and fitness. It's like, hey, just take notice from time to time. Do you need to course correct? Do you need to do something? A clear intention for this season, it really gives you focus. It reminds you of why you care about how you feel. It reconnects. It reconnects you to your goals in a way that feels personal and supportive. So support your next chapter with a structure that really fits your life today. I mean, a structure that helps you follow through, a structure that reduces the friction, a structure that helps you realize when you're a little bit off course and need to course correct, a structure that really helps you bring about the awareness. It keeps your priorities visible. And when your environment and your habits support you, hey, staying consistent really feels a lot more natural and not forced, right? So I'm going to say, when you stand back and really just take a look and stand up for yourself, and you're like, hey, I'm more present in my life, you feel capable. You feel connected again. Your confidence, it grows because you see yourself choosing what matters. You're not giving in to external circumstances and saying, well, I can't do it because of all these things. The season out there, it gives you a reset point, a place to begin with intention. You get to participate in the change instead of overreacting to it. Or just reacting. Maybe you're not overreacting to it, but you get to lead your life instead of drifting through it, right? So, you know what? You don't need the major overhaul. I've said that on this podcast before. You just need a clear decision. And if you're doing a decision, that means you're going to take action. A step that just aligns with how you want to feel. A commitment to your well-being. Something that you can follow through on today. That's the moment that you get back to your rhythm. Your energy goes up and it rises, your strength returns, your momentum rebuilds, and you start to take control. So just know you can take control and you really use that power to elevate your energy and reach your goals, or you can let the excuses, the justifications, the external circumstances, you can let all that control you and drain your power. It really boils down to deciding and committing. That means taking action to yourself and your goals and choosing to figure out new ways, looking at possibilities, learning and growing, and keep moving forward. You've got this, my friend. I'd love to hear your top takeaway from today. You could drop those down in the comments. I promise I will reply. And as always, I just want to let you know you rock, my friend. And as always, remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week. That's another Power Blast podcast in the books. Thanks so much for tuning in. And remember, when you are ready to recharge your battery, make sure you go to talktoperry.com. That's talktoperry.com. That's Perry. And I want to listen. I want to hear, what's going on. I want to help you in that 15-minute call to recharge your battery and reclaim your power so that you're off and running and creating massive momentum toward your dream. Also, every day, I am delivering more motivation, support, tips, and strategies inside my free community with amazing people like yourself. And we are conquering the mindset and the fitness. I do 52 weeks of free training in there. Plus, I coach and I mentor people, as well as give you access to tons of resources and guides. It's called my Upside Down Fitness community because we work on a lot of mindset stuff, the inside stuff, and we're a fun group of people striving to make healthier habits in this awesome chapter of life. So make sure you get in there. I promise you'll absolutely love it. Just head over to upsidedownfit.com and you can get into the group. And hey, you would be an awesome friend if you get over to iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast and leave an honest rating and review for the Power Blast podcast. It helps awesome people like you find the show even faster, and that's who I'm looking for, awesome people like you. That's all I have for this week, my friend, and just to let you know, you absolutely rock. That's all I have for this week. I'll see you on the next Power Blast podcast, and always remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.